Hello, students. Today we're going to talk about Snap. Snap is a program, if any of you have heard of Scratch, it's similar to Scratch, but you can do a little bit more with it. So, very briefly, I'm going to give you an introduction. So, an introduction to Snap. Oh, Snap, you're welcome. All right. So, here we talk about Snap. Snap is a programming, it's a type of programming that's used to help kids to program without learning the actual coding. But you can look within the block if you're that interested in the coding language. And there are coding languages like Python and Java and some other languages that we use. But what Snap uses is a block coding. For this extra credit activity, I need you to draw a square using the instructions and the video that I've created. And this will be posted in Google Classroom. Complete the coding activity, which is to draw the square. Make a Flipgrid video reflecting on what you've completed, and then I will place 2 to 3 low grades if you complete all of the necessary requirements. HTTP snapberkeley.edu sign up. So you're going to go into Snap at Berkeley at edu and you're going to sign up. So today's activity, we're going to talk about how to draw the square. If I have enough responses and before this year's up and you want to do something else, then I will have some other ones available. But today our focus is on drawing the square. So before we get any further, we need to know what is computational thinking. For the teachers, we love for you to do Snap and we love for you to use the little coding games on Scratch. This book here, and I found some other ones even at places like Five and Below. They have nice little coding books that you can use. But this one here, you want to use computational thinking. For the teacher, we want you to have fun, but we want you to learn how to problem solve. So CT is essential for developing programs, but it can also be used to support problem solving across all disciplines, including the humanities, math, and science. So when you talk about computational thinking, you will hear the term product. This came, I think, one of the professors at the Citadel uses. Pattern recognition, algorithms, decompositions, and abstractions equals the term product. So in this activity, we're going to draw a square. We're going to learn about the program interface. We're going to use some of the snap commands, and we're also going to learn some computational thinking. Because with these activities, sometimes the square thing you should be able to do, but sometimes the things you do may not work out. So it helps you to figure out how to solve the problem and what's wrong with your code. So step one, revisit the snap interface. So first you have the palette. It's highlighted in blue in my PowerPoint, but it won't may not be highlighted in blue in the snap program. Description area, where we build programs. That's where the building of the program. So you take the command blocks from the palette and you place it in the script area. When you connect them together, then you'll see the stage here, and in the stage it will move the sprite. Right now, our sprite is just an arrow. You can actually upload pictures to change the sprite to something that you want, like a bird, a dog, or a snake. But right now, we're just going to use the arrow. And then you have something called sprite corral, where we see our sprite object. So that's where we'll see the sprite object. And when we click on it, the activity will be there. And we're writing our code for our sprite. So we're going to use the move and turn block. Select the motion category from the palette, move 10 steps, and turn 15 degrees blocks to the scripting area. And then we're going to click on it to see how it works. So now I'm going to come out of my Google slide. I'm going to go into my snap, and we're going to pull the move 10 steps, and we're going to pull the turn 15 degrees. So here's the move 10 steps. And here's turn 15 degrees. So let's see what happens. And you can see my little sprite moving up. It's moving 10 steps. Turn 15 degrees. You can see it in the background, turning 15 degrees. We're losing our sprite. Now, we want to change that. We had it moved 10 and 15, but we want to change the commands to 50 and 90. So what you do is you can type it in, you click on the block, and you can change it from moving to 10 to 50 and moving from 15 to 90 degrees. Now let's see how it looks. You've lost it for a minute. So if you lose it for a minute, you can go into draw something and go to your pen command. So I'm gonna go into the pen command and we can hit clear. Also, to make your code reset, you go to the go to. So let's go back into motion and we can reset our code. And there, the triangle that disappeared is now back where it needs to be. So when it disappears and you can no longer see it in your window, you can go to your X and Y, which you've learned in math, and click on that and it puts it back where it needs to be. Or you can point it. Another thing you can do is point it at 90 degrees and then you can clear it. So let's see. Now we can see what it looks like when we, so I'm gonna move that back and we can see what it looks like when you're moving 50 steps. So you just click on the arrow and you can turn it 90 degrees. And after we created that, I think it asked us to save. So we're gonna go back to the 50 step. It did. Now we can connect those two together and you can see how it looks when you connect them together. Click on them and they're doing something different together. All right, so we go to our next step. I've already showed you how, so we can reset our stage. So we're going to go back to the blue, which is motion. You can click on the go to, and when you click on it, it resets the stage. And then we want to point it in 90 degrees direction. And we want to clear it. So we're going to go to the pin mark and we're going to go to find clear. All right. And that's what happens. You just created an algorithm to reset and clear the stage. So that helps us reset and clear the stage. Now we want to, let's duplicate the move. So we need unsnap the pin and put it aside. I think I went up one too many. After we reset our stage, we can go and we can go into the square and draw a square with a duplicate code. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to draw something. We're going to get the pin down, and we're going to add the pin down to move 50 steps and turn 90 degrees, and then we're going to say pin up. And when we click on it, it draws a square. We can stop there and we've really drawn the square. And again, we can use our this little command blocks to clear it to see if it works again. And it does. Now, let me go to the next slide. So unsnap the pen up and pin up, block and put it aside. Right click on move block and select duplicate. So let's see, we're going to right click on the move block, duplicate, and now we have two of them. And then we're going to take those and we're going to move the pen. We're going to keep the pen down and we're going to snap them together. And now we have a duplicate. So now let's see what happens when we do it. So I'm going to clear, and it drew half a square, right? So does it draw half a square? It does. So then does your code look like this? So draw a square with duplicate code. So now we can duplicate, duplicate, and duplicate, and then we'll get our square. So we need to duplicate it. So we'll right click again, duplicate, up, and you just with the little extra ones, you can just put them back over in the little palette, and they're clear. Combine these again. I need to duplicate one more time. Or I duplicated two. It would have been nice if we did that first time. It has to be in the right order. Now we can hit clear to reset it, and it drew a square. Now, so we see we've created a square using the duplicate code. There are other ways we can draw a square. We can also draw a square by using repeat. So we see a repetition, we move right, we move 50 steps and then we turn 90 degrees. 50 steps and turn 90 degrees. 50 steps and turn 90 degrees. 50 steps and turn 90 degrees. That is our pattern recognition. So we can, instead of using the duplicate, we can use another combination. So let's change that. Block snapped inside a loop will repeat however many times the loop says. So click on the control block. We'll go to control. We can do all of this. Move all of that. And then we can go and go to the control block, which is the yellow block. And then we're going to hit, we want to repeat how many times? Find the repeat button. Okay, so we found the repeat button. And we're going to put the pen up on the top of the repeat button. We're going to put this inside. Note that needs to go inside the repeat. And if we click on 10 times, so let's reset it. If we click on 10 times, I don't think it's going to be right. All that happens, it creates a square, but then it writes over that square. So let's change it from repeat 10 to repeat 4 times and see if that's enough. Clear. You want to see if 3 is enough. Let's see if 3 is enough. Clear again. 3 is not quite enough because we only end up with we don't have a closed square, so we have to make it 4. And there we have our square. So you can make your, now we go to something, so we go back into motion. We click it back on motion, we go at the bottom, and there should be a choice. So the thing is in the way, make it smaller on my screen. And you see where it says make your own block. We make our own block. And then what you're going to do when you click on make your block. So what if, just like the move and the turn blocks, I want to have my own block to draw a square. Can I do that? Of course you can. Snap offers a way to hide details of your code and your own custom blocks. And so what you do is you hit make a block. This way you can give your script a meaningful name. In this case, draw a square. So we hit make our block, and we're going to take and drag. Oops, gotta make sure the block is right. Draw a square. So you type in the block, draw a square. You hit click on the things, hit OK. So in the motion, click make a block, give the name, and then click OK. OK. Now let's clear. And then we should be able to move all of this. Clear. And now we need to put something like this, like when I click. I have to go back. I didn't quite do it. So drag and snap the draw square script in the block editor. I have to go back. Go back to motion. Make a block. Move 50. Turn 90. Head up. We need our repeat. There it is. You have to find it. We need to change that to 4. Put that inside. we're going to put the pen down. And then we're going to go back to our command to draw because if something happened, make a block. We're going to call it draw. And so even though I've done this before, sometimes it's not always easy to get it to work the way you want to. And that's where the problem solving comes in. So draw a square. And then it says once you click draw a square, drag and snap the draw a square script into the block editor. Apply, then click. Okay. So we're going to draw, apply. Okay. Clear. And there we go. So now what I need for you to do is practice too. I want you to go in and see if you can at least get your square drawn. And you can videotape it. And videotape yourself doing it.